So you can start in a comfortable seat and just let the hands rest down onto the legs somewhere. And start by rolling the shoulders up to the ears. Really take that tension into that space. If it's not already there, hold it. And release the shoulders down the back. And then simply close the eyes. Imagine you have a grapefruit between your chin and the collarbone, and you want to very slightly make sure you're not going to drop that. So squeezing downward a bit will lengthen your neck. And then from there, just start to become aware of your hands as they rest down onto the legs. Feel the elbows wrap into the side ribs a little bit. And become aware of the body as it rests into the floor. And all I mean by that is to notice the weight of the outside edges of your feet, the weight of your legs and your seat. And feel fully supported by the ground and the floor beneath you. From there, start to become aware of the shoulders as they draw back in line with the hips, as if resting against the same wall behind you. Hips and shoulders touching that wall. Taking a moment to bring your attention to the skin of the face. Noticing the space between the eyebrows, the corners of the eyes and the corners of the lips as they soften and release. And then slowly and gently begin to make your breath a bit longer and deeper. Feeling a gentle rising sensation as you breathe in, and a gentle release as you breathe out. And if the mind wanders away from the breath, which is common, imagine you could watch the breath like a strand of light from the base of your spine, gently rising up to the crown of the head on the breath in, and then dropping down the back of the body on the breath out. And much like the chain of a bicycle, you watch this loop over and over. On your next exhale, allow the chin to drop down to the chest, feeling a gentle stretch across the back of your neck. Continuing that nice long breath cycle. And allowing the right ear to come over to the right shoulder. On your next exhale, the chin will drop through the chest and you'll draw the left ear to the left shoulder. And then dropping the chin to the chest, interlace your hands and draw the hands behind the head. So you're letting the heels of the hands rest at the base of the skull. Elbows will wrap around the temples and you feel that extra weight through the neck. And on your inhale, you're going to press your head back into your hands as you press your hands into your head. So you're creating a bit of tension. And as you exhale, release that tension and feel the chin drop deeper. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. On your next breath in, release the hands up overhead, keeping the fingers interlaced, and open the eyes. So you're reaching up, take the gaze upward, feel that stretch across your chest, and bend the elbows a bit to drop the shoulders away from the ears. And then slowly rise to neutral. You're going to drop the hands to the knees once again, right ear to right shoulder. Take the right hand up over the left side of the head, and then press downward and outward through the left hand, and you'll feel that stretch come a little bit deeper across that left shoulder. Slowly release right hand, chin will draw down, left ear, left shoulder, left hand up over right side of the head, and a little bit of downward, outward pressure through the heel of the hand on the right side. And again, dropping the chin through the chest one last time. Hands are going to come to the fronts of the knees. Lift the chest up. So you feel the collarbones broaden and open a bit. Feeling that maybe even all the way down through the low back. And from there, with that tall spine, the hands will come behind you. I'll turn sideways so you can see. Interlace your fingers. Palms of the hands should touch. So even if the elbows need to stay bent to make that happen, that's fine. You're going to draw down and back with the fingers and lift the pinky side of the hand up a bit. So here you should feel where the chest and the arms meet. Just noticing that stretch and breathing across the chest. So your inhale allows you to recognize where you're feeling the sensation, and your exhale allows you to soften in the places that might hold on to tension because of the sensation. I tend to hold it in my face, so I often have to soften there. And then slowly release. Let's take the right hand down by your right hip. Left arm will come up. Breathe in, reach high, and as you breathe out, reach over to your right side. Good. Next breath in, you're going to open the chest up a bit to your left. And as you breathe out, reach as if reaching for the upper right corner of the room. So kind of closing the chest off. Good. Inhale, open. And exhale, close and reach. Last time, opening up. Now as you close and reach, your left hand will come over the right side of the body and the right hand behind the back. So you find this lift and a wringing out, twisting through your low back. And every breath in, you feel lifting and lengthening through the crown. And every breath out, you feel twisting and wringing through the navel. As we inhale, we'll come through center, lift both arms high. As you exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over to the left side. Feeling that nice long waist. Inhale, open the chest up. Exhale, close and reach. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, close and reach. Last time, we'll open up. And as you close, you're going to take a full twist. Right hand to left side, left hand behind the back. Finding that wringing and twisting sensation. And coming slowly back through center. All right, so we're going to come on to hands and knees just for a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and mute just so that you guys don't have to hear any background noise. You'll hear me, but no background noise here. So, continue. Okay. Can you hear? Thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, good. All right, so from hands and knees, you want your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. We're going to take some simple cat-cows here. As you breathe in, let the belly draw down and the chest lengthen forward. And as you breathe out, round your spine. Inhale, belly draws down, chest lengthens forward. Exhaling, round your spine. We're going to stay in this cat back. Again, I'm going to turn slightly sideways. And you're going to push your hips slightly back towards your heels. Now, if you, like my husband, have been sitting in a chair that is not made to be sat in for 8 hours at a time or longer, your low back is probably going to feel this nice stretch here. And then you're going to shift your hips to the left side of the mat and reach your left hand to your right hand. So there's this diagonal stretch on the left side of the body from the hip upward. Slowly draw back through center. Stay in a rounded spine. Draw your right hip over towards your right side and then your right hand to your left hand. So again, now diagonal on the right side. Beautiful. And slowly back to center. Neutralize the spine here. And you'll take the right leg back behind you. Just step the toes onto the earth and push back through the heel. So you're going to feel a little stretch through the calf and the Achilles there. We don't often stretch the lower part of the legs. So take a nice deep breath in here and a full breath out. And then slowly drop the right knee. Find a cat-cow to reset. Belly draws down, chest lengthens forward as you breathe in. Rounding the spine as you breathe out. Stepping back through left toes. Toes connect to the floor. Press back through your heel. Feel the stretch across the back bottom part of that leg. Calf and Achilles. And then slowly drop that knee back to the floor. So here's where we're going to grab one of the pillows that you might have or a rolled blanket. And you're just going to take it lengthwise in front of you. Your knees will come wide. So your knees are about as wide as the mat, but the big toes can come to touch. So you have this little V shape. And then you're going to slowly just drape over that pillow. Maybe, you can scrunch it up a little bit to meet the body and take one ear down to the pillow. And you can find any adjustments here that will allow you to feel fully comfortable and grounded. Just rest one ear down. You should feel neutral through the low back here. And as you settle in, find a deep breath in across your back. Feel expansion there. As you breathe out, imagine you could feel the ribs sliding into the spine, much like fingers sliding into gloves. And again, if the mind wanders from the breath, imagine you could watch light expanding with the breath in and coming through the center of the spine on the breath out. Expanding on the breath in, drawing through center on the breath out. 2 more breaths in this position. And slowly change ears. So if your left ear is down, switch to the right. Just getting a gentle twist in the neck here. And keep bringing the mind's eye back to either that image of light or that image of expansion, and then containment on the exhale. On your next inhale, coming back to a neutral spine, you'll walk the hands back as you take the body away from the pillow. And you can slide the pillow off to the side for now. We're going to sit to the right hip. So the right hip is going to come to the earth and the right shin is going to slide forward. So it's kind of parallel to the short side of a yoga mat, and the left leg's just behind you. Your pillow is going to come back to you and draw just over that shin. And again, you can kind of scrunch it up because we're going to fold right down over that right leg. So again, I'll turn sideways so you can kind of see what's happening in my body. I'm going to fold over that right leg, and where you should feel this is inner thigh on the right leg and a little bit across the outer hip on the right side. So for me, I'm going to 1 potato, 2 potato my fists and then just rest my forehead. But find whatever position works best for you. And again, tune into the breath here. Noticing where you feel the most sensation. And when you breathe in, try and release the areas in the body that might be holding on to that tension. If you would like the sensation to come a bit deeper, you're going to slide the pillow over to your left a bit so it lines up a bit more with the toes of the right leg, and then just walk the hands left and you'll start to feel it come deeper into the hip and a little more across the side of your waist. Slowly begin to walk the chest up away from that pillow. Again, you can take the pillow off to the side for now. We're going to take the soles of the feet to touch, knees out like butterfly wings. So you're going to feel a pretty significant difference between the right and left sides right now. But for now, take hold of the ankles or the shins, lift the chest up and circle towards your right side through center and then left. So you're just finding almost this little pot stirring action. We're going to take one more. And then slowly come back to center. Draw the hands to the outer knees. Soles of the feet will touch the floor. Hands come behind the knees as you lift the chest up, breathe in. Round the spine out, breathe out. One more time, lift up. And round out. Coming to your neutral seat, you're going to send the legs to the right. So now you're sitting to your left hip, same pose as before, other side. Finding that little parallel shin, and then grab hold of the, I keep wanting to call it a bolster, the pillow, and you'll come all the way down in any way that's comfortable for you. Right over the center of the shin. And take a moment to notice again that sensation through the left side of the body. Releasing as you exhale any tension. And just knowing that right now the only thing you have to do is to be present in your body and your breath. If you would like the sensation to come deeper, you can move the pillow to your right side so it lines up with the toes of the left foot, and then drop down again, feeling that come a little deeper into the hip and over the waist. Slowly coming up through center. The pillow will come just in front of you because we are going to need it quite shortly after this. Let's take the soles of the feet together once again, knees like butterfly wings. Lifting the chest up, we're going to circle now left through center and right. And we'll take two more, feeling those hips open up. And you can grab your pillow as you come through that last circle. The feet can come out a bit wider just to make a little bit more space. And this is where you might have to, get a little bit creative with your pillow. I'm just going to wrap around it and I'm going to fold into the legs, letting the forehead rest down. So here you should feel a passive stretch of the inner thighs, a little bit of activity through your hip creases, maybe some stretch of the low back and the back of your neck. Feel your body release and soften with every exhale, almost as if melting deeper into this pose with every breath out. Slowly begin to rise away from your pillow. And now you're going to take it behind your back. So again, you can take it however, I happen to have a long pillow. So for me, I'm going to set up so that my head is toward the camera just so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it up lengthwise and put the small of my back against it and just kind of lay backward over it, just so there's a little support underneath my shoulder blades. If that's not super comfortable for you, you can always take it just behind you as if you're lying down on a bed. You just want to feel some support. Beautiful. Now from there, take the soles of your feet to the earth. So your knees will be bent. Good. And you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee and just take your right hand to the inner knee and press outward a bit. So very gentle stretch over the outer hip and hip crease on the right. Slowly begin to walk your left foot to the left side of the room so that both knees can fall to the right, keeping that ankle crossed over. You're going to feel the stretch in the outer right hip where the hip and the low back meet, and maybe across the front part of that left hip. Slowly draw the knees through center, taking the soles of the feet to the floor, and just let your knees knock together. So your feet are wide and your knees are touching, letting your hands rest wherever they feel comfortable. Taking a deep breath in and a full breath out. Taking your feet back to neutral, cross your left ankle over your right knee now, and give a little bit of outward pressure using the hand as you press that knee open. Release your hand and walk your right foot to the right as you let the knees drop to the left. Noticing where you feel that sensation and sending your breath and your attention there. Slowly draw the knees back through center. Again, let the feet drop down with the feet wide and the knees narrow. And this time, let your hands rest to center belly, letting the elbows drop down to the floor. And allow yourself to really feel full, expansive inhale, all the way from chest to spine, base of spine, in full emptying exhale. Tangible breath here. We just often, especially now, we're just breathing because it's part of our nervous system. And it's such really a blessing to be able to connect with the breath and feel the oxygen fully expand our bodies and fully release outward, knowing what a gift that is, especially these days. Slowly begin to walk your feet back to neutral and extend your left leg down so that it rests comfortably on the mat. Drawing your right knee in towards your chest. Simply take that thigh gently outside of your rib cage so that you can feel the knee come a little bit into the inner upper shoulder. You feel that almost like a tourniquet effect in your hip crease as you rest on the pillow. Release your right leg down your mat. Draw your left knee into your chest, allowing the thigh to come outside of the rib cage and the knee to come down toward the inner upper shoulder. Releasing both soles of the feet now to the floor with knees bent. We're going to come into our final pose where we will be ending with quite a bit of guided relaxation. So my suggestion is either keep the pillow where you had it long behind your back, or perhaps take the pillow under your knees. Maybe the blanket can stay where it is. You can roll, pillow. You can roll a blanket under the knees or cover yourself with a blanket so that you can get cozy. But feel supported in any way that feels best for you. It's nice to have a pillow behind the back and something supporting the knees and then something to be warm. And from there, just find stillness. So release down. Again, notice your body. Notice any changes you might feel physically or energetically in your body. Perhaps changes in the quality of the breath and the state of the mind. And we'll start with a bit of progressive muscle relaxation. So take a breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. On your next breath in, make a fist in your hands and squeeze tightly as you hold the in-breath. Breathe out, relax all tension in your hands. Keeping your body relaxed, take a gentle breath in and a full breath out. On your next breath in, bend at your elbows, squeezing tension into the upper arms. Hold and then release with your exhale. All tension relaxes out of the body as you take a gentle breath in and a full breath out. Next breath in, shrug the shoulders to the ears, holding tension up in the neck and upper trapezius muscles. Release that tension out as you exhale. With no tension in the body, find a gentle breath in and a full breath out. On your next breath in, all muscles in the upper body, fists, elbows, shoulders, tighten up, hold on the inhale, release on the exhale, and with no tension in the body, take a breath in and a breath out. On your next breath in, squeeze the muscles of the glutes, squeezing tightly through the low body in the seat. And release as you exhale. No tension in the body as you breathe in and breathe out. Next breath in, squeeze the muscles of the upper thighs, squeezing and holding tight, releasing out as you exhale. No tension in the body as you breathe in gently and breathe out completely. Next breath in, imagine you could make a fist in your feet, squeezing your toes, tensing up your feet. Release that tension out, wiggling the toes as you exhale. And with no tension in the body, take a breath in and a breath out. On your next breath in, tense up every muscle in the body. Squeeze everything as tightly as you can, maybe even the muscles of the face. Hold. Relax. Melt and release downward. Soften and surrender into any support that you have with the pillow, the mat, or the blanket. And simply feel the body supported by the earth and the ground below. In times like these, our mind tends to wander. So to help still the mind and bring us a little bit deeper into relaxation, I'll ask that you guide your mind's eye to the crown of your head. Right at the top of the head, you notice a single point of white light. And you watch as that light gently expands and releases down across the center of your forehead. At the center of the forehead, you watch as the light expands, releasing down across the brow and over the nose, softening across the cheekbones as the skin of the face releases any lines and creases. The light releases across your jawline as you feel the teeth and the lips gently separate, and the tip of the tongue drop away from the roof of the mouth. You watch as the light rests at the center of your throat and releases out across your collarbones. Light releases to tops of shoulders and over the arms to your elbows. From elbows, light softens to wrists. From wrists, the light softens to the palms of the hands, where you actually could picture it collecting like a pool of light, gathering into that light any tension that might remain in the upper body, and allowing that tension to release gently out through the tips of your fingers, as only 10 tiny points are left behind at the tips of each finger. Watching as those 10 points of light gently soften, releasing over your arms and meeting in a single point at the center of your chest. From center chest, the light softens to center belly. From center belly, light softens to low belly. From low belly to the base of the spine as you watch the hips release and melt with light. From hips, light softens to knees. From knees to ankles. And from the ankles, the light releases to the soles of the feet, again gathering in pools of light and collecting any tension that might remain in the lower body. As that tension releases out through the tips of your toes, leaving behind 10 tiny points of light. Watching as those points gently soften and release around the backs of your heels. Rising over the backs of your hips and your low back. Softening over the backs of your shoulders and the back of your head. And releasing again to the crown where the light began. Picturing yourself fully blanketed in this beautiful, pure white light. And as thoughts arise, they simply get acknowledged and released into the white light without attaching storylines. And if it helps, you can watch as the light expands on the breath in and gives a gentle hug of the body on the breath out. Resting and releasing here for a few more moments in the space that you created tonight with breath and movement. Slowly begin to bring your attention back to your physical body. Simply acknowledging the breath once again as it rises and falls. Allowing the breath to bring some gentle movements back into your fingers and your toes. Perhaps circling out through ankles and wrists. And finding any final stretches in the body that feel right. And as you feel ready, draw your knees in towards your chest. And press off to one side. So just kind of finding the fetal position, curling up, resting here for a breath or two. And gently rising to a comfortable seat with eyes closed. As you allow the hands to rest down on the knees, knuckles down, palms up. And take this final moment to be fully present in your body. Noticing again any changes that you might feel physically, energetically, or perhaps in the quality of the breath and the state of the mind. Reflecting on this time that you've provided to yourself with gratitude for creating space for your own balance as you have brought to so many through this time. Knowing that this time, while it will pass, it could be looked on as a burden, or it could be looked on as a gift of potential change. And as we bring ourselves a bit more present, we will be able to serve those around us with clarity of mind and light in the heart. So I invite you to draw the arms up overhead as you breathe in, allowing the palms to touch and sliding the thumbs down in front of center chest. And as we finish, I will simply say thank you for all that you do to serve the community, for all that you do for those around you, and for that you are doing for yourself tonight. Because without taking care of ourselves, we will not be best able to serve those around us. Let's find a deep breath in together. And an open mouth exhale. Surrendering your head to your heart as you swallow in the back of your throat. Raising your thumb knuckles to center forehead. All that is light and love and hope in me honors and shines to all that is light and love and hope in each of you. Thank you so much again for all that you do and for attending tonight. Namaste.